Imagine standing shoulder to shoulder with your brothers in arms, knowing that the enemy outnumbers you 40-1. The air is thick with tension, the ground beneath your boots frozen solid, and every breath you take is a reminder of how far you are from home. The odds are overwhelming, the situation dire. Yet, in that moment, you have a choice: to stand your ground or to turn away. What would you do? Would you hold your ground, knowing that the fate of your comrades, and perhaps the course of history, rests on your shoulders? This is not just a hypothetical question. It's a real moment in history, a test of courage and resolve that few have ever faced. In April 1951, during the height of the Korean War, a group of 900 Filipino soldiers found themselves in exactly this position. They were members of the 10th Battalion Combat Team, a proud unit of the Philippine Army, sent to fight alongside United Nations forces in a distant, war-torn land. The world was watching as the Korean Peninsula became the stage for a brutal conflict between North and South, with international forces drawn into the fray. For the Philippines, this was more than just a military mission. It was a chance to prove their mettle on the world stage, to show that Filipino soldiers could stand shoulder to shoulder with the best. The 10th Battalion Combat Team, or BCT, was made up of men from all walks of life: farmers, students, fathers, sons. They had left behind families, friends, and the warmth of the tropics to fight in the bitter cold of Korea. Many had never seen snow before, yet here they were, bracing against icy winds and the ever-present threat of enemy attack. In the early hours of April 22, 1951, the Chinese People's Volunteer Army launched a massive offensive. Waves of enemy soldiers surged forward, determined to break through the United Nations lines. The Filipino battalion was stationed at Yultong, a critical position on the front. As the enemy closed in, the 10th BCT found themselves surrounded, cut off from reinforcements and facing annihilation. But did they retreat? Not these men. Instead, they dug in, determined to hold their ground no matter the cost. Their commanding officer, Captain Conrado Yap, inspired his men with words and actions, refusing to abandon their wounded and rallying his troops for a desperate stand. All night, the battle raged. The Filipinos held the line against wave after wave of enemy attacks. Ammunition ran low, and soon many found themselves with nothing left but their bayonets and their bare hands. In the darkness, amidst the chaos and the screams, they fought on, refusing to yield an inch of ground. Imagine the courage it takes to face an enemy in hand-to-hand combat, knowing that every second could be your last. These men fought with everything they had, bayonets flashing in the moonlight, fists clenched, hearts pounding. They defended their wounded, covered each other's backs, and refused to let fear dictate their fate. News of their stand quickly spread. The world was stunned by the bravery of these 900 men who had defied the odds and held back a force 40 times their size. International headlines praised their valor, and stories of their heroism inspired soldiers and civilians alike. The 900 Filipino soldiers at Yultong did more than just survive. They stopped a massive enemy advance, buying precious time for Allied forces to regroup and counterattack. Their stand became a turning point in the battle, a testament to what courage and determination can achieve even in the darkest of hours. Their actions earned them the respect and admiration of allies from around the world. The United Nations recognized the extraordinary bravery of the Philippine Army, and the names of the men who fought at Yultong became synonymous with heroism. Captain Conrado Yap, who gave his life leading a counterattack to rescue his men, was posthumously awarded the highest honors. Today, the memory of the Battle of Yultong lives on. Monuments stand in Korea and the Philippines, honoring the sacrifice and bravery of those who fought. Every year, veterans and their families gather to remember the fallen, to tell their stories, and to ensure that the legacy of the 10th Battalion Combat Team endures. The courage of these men continues to inspire new generations. Their story is taught in schools, shared in families, and celebrated in military traditions. They remind us that true heroism is not about the odds you face, but about the spirit with which you face them. If you believe their courage deserves the spotlight, help keep their memory alive. Share their story, talk about their sacrifice, and let the world know what happened at Yultong. Hit follow, and together, let's honor the legacy of the 900 Filipino soldiers who stood their ground and changed history.